There's something about kids. They just have that real energy and spirit. And my niece is like this. She's just jumping around all of the time. And it's something that is so infectious, and you can really feel the contrast between you carrying around all of these sort of life, struggles and this existentialism, and all these things are going on. And then you see these kids who are just running around like,
Another day from the grave I'm from. I've been studying the sun so long. I got a flare that don't leave my eyes, but I can't find a single thorn in mine.
As he was sort of doing the pipes, he was asking me, so what do you do? I was like, I do music. And he's like, that's so interesting. And then I sort of gave him my name and he went away. A few days later, he sent me this video, and it was his family just like dancing like crazy to one of my songs, Lonely River. A few days later, I sent the dad a message, and I was like, do you want to be in my new music video? I found out that the dad and the mum went to like tango classes, like proper dance classes. I found out that like the dad and the daughter did partner dance together and had all these sort of routines. I found out that the little boy Riley, he did karate and he was great at that. And so it just kind of expanded really organically on its own. And the more I found out about their skills and what they could do, the more I was like, okay, we'll add that in, we'll add this in, we'll add that in. I'm quite a perfectionist, so I like the idea of having each scene like lit properly. And when I shoot something, for myself, it's like I'm very into composition and making sure the lighting is right and the frame looks good. And for this, I just couldn't do that because we were moving through so many different rooms, and I was filming it completely by myself. When I met the Sperlings and this whole video was taking place, it was a really sort of weird time in my life. It was, deep winter. I was having a lot of heavy stuff happening in my personal life. The place I was living was absolute chaos. I had no running water, I couldn't wash, I couldn't cook. It was quite a hostile living environment. And these interactions came in the midst of all this sort of other heavy stuff happening. So it was really interesting how, I think that's part of why I was so drawn to the family and to this idea, because it was like a complete kind of escape from everything that I was going through. One of my favorite things about this video, and it's something that I've experienced on other films I made, like the film I released recently, The Last Free Man on Earth. It's a similar idea where I go in with what I want to get from a situation. At first, that can be a frustration because you're like, oh, please do this exactly like this. As soon as you stop fighting what's happening, that's where the real magic happens. So with them, they were messing around. There's this one scene where I was trying to get them to look like afraid of their dad. And Grace kept on just laughing, and they kept on making each other laugh, and it's stuff like that it ended up being like one of my favorite parts of the video, when she just starts laughing in the middle of this sort of anxiousness.
Something to hold me back, but the smoother the time goes, the bigger my suspicion grows, till I'm bracing for the ground to open up and swallow me whole.